Hey guys, welcome back to Astral Diaries. I was just kind of looking at this book again. I've already kind of mentioned this book in my upload where I talked about the four books in my astral projection journey. So unfortunately, this was the very first book that I got introduced on the topic. I read some ad on this magazine. They were pretty big in the 90s. And like I said, I was like, I don't know what this is. Like, it seemed like something interesting where you go to places, fly around, and stuff like that. And I'm telling you, this is the worst book on astral projection. In fact, I'm gonna title this review as the worst book on astral projection. And when I try to get back to astral projection in the late 23, like I've mentioned in my other videos, after losing my father in early 23, I kind of try to revisit this because I learned how to do it, but I put it on the shelf. I'm going to do another review on the book that finally did help me, which is by William Buhlman. I'll do a separate review on that. But this book, man, this is the worst book. And I just try to shuffle through it right now. Because when I was reading this book, I had no idea what astral projection is, what it feels like. There's absolutely no mention of the vibration and sleep paralysis, nothing in this book that I remember. And I just kind of went through the back, keywords, try to look for it, nothing. Absolutely worst book on the topic. And I'm going to make a few points here. Look at some of my notes and stuff here. I was looking at this. Just trying to make it as complicated as possible. It's almost like a really boring look. April 25th, man, 1995. That's like coming up in a few days. It's almost as boring as a textbook. And it goes into so many, astral projection, man, it's like you basically have the intention, relax your body, and then go for a technique, roll out, rope method, like a technique to trigger the vibration, sleep paralysis, and then you exit. Now, that's the technique, but it doesn't usually work out that way. What it is you do that, the technique, and then sometime at night, it happens spontaneously. That's pretty much, in a nutshell, how it happens. There's your book on astral projection. But look, I've been studying this, and this is like when I don't know how old I was back then. I'm a teenager. But one of the crazy things about this was, I should have bookmarked it. Talks about like astral substance, like where he teaches you how like eject something and then create some type of astral body and then like project your consciousness into that astral body. Just really weird way of explaining a really simple topic. That was kind of cool picture, like astral world and stuff like that. But let me show you guys at the end if I can find this. I should have bookmarked it because doing this with one hand is not easy. Okay. So ultimately, what this book wants you to do, like freaking create like a projection of yourself and then like project your consciousness into it. Like how freaking complicated is that? And there's all type of like energy works and stuff like that. Unnecessarily, like you don't need to do that stuff in order to project. I've never done it, and I've been able to project many times. Where's this? There's a photo here. I'm going to pause this and see if I can find that photo. Okay, like eject astral substance. I'm telling you, if there's the worst way to explain this topic is this book. And if I actually try to read this like a story. I'm like, let me read this as a story. I couldn't. It just Look at me, like I was really trying to do this stuff. Those are like my notes from freaking 20 years ago. Absolutely the worst. Like I'm telling you guys, I completely put the topic, like I basically put it off, never looked at it again until years later. I basically got introduced to lucid dreaming through another book, which I kind of briefly touched on. And that book had like 1-page section on like vibration and separation, stuff like that. But it referred to it as dream body. And the author kind of left it for you to make your own interpretation. Basically said, if you think this is more than a dream, you know, like try to target, basically look at something, verify it, and then make your own decision, which is nice. It was nice of the book to do that. And in my channel, if you go there, I have a playlist where last I checked, there's about 25 plus astral projection out-of-body verifications from Darius J. Wright, Rick Pyle, Cyrus Kirkpatrick, many where they've done different verification from an event, a number on the board. I can't think. There's like 25 of them. You guys can go look at it. But I want to really touch on this. This was literally the worst book. Looking back, if I had like a better book on the topic, who knows? I probably would have been projecting left and right since my teen years. The absolutely worst book on the topic. I don't even want to say like, oh, if you want to buy this book. No, don't buy this book. Last I looked at this, I think on Amazon it was going like $70 because it's supposedly some like classic book now. So if anything, I might sell it for like a really high price from somebody who wants to maybe just collect the book or something. But that's pretty much it, guys. I do plan on doing a review on Adventures Beyond the Body by William Buhlman, which is basically, for me, if you can call me a student of somebody, it's him. Like I've applied his techniques, methods of that book. Pretty much I put it all on the shelf, like I keep mentioning in my videos. But when I got back to it, that's what I've been doing. And I've also blended a little bit of Michael Raduga, Russian guy. So I've kind of combined their techniques, kind of created like a blend for myself, and I'm still fine-tuning it. Between the two, the fastest I project was probably like within 30 seconds. It was crazy. It was so fast that I was not in sleep paralysis. So when I projected shortly, I physically moved my hand and I ended the experience. That actually happened a lot of times because I was able to project so fast. And that's the downfall with projecting too fast, is because your body's not fully relaxed. And once you're out, you can, as you're moving your hands and feet, as you're like, one time I remember I was in a tree and I reached for a branch and then I moved my physical hand and just ended it. So anyways, regarding books, the William Buhlman is the best book in my opinion. I'll do a separate review for it. But this one, I was just looking at this right now I'm like, can I even read this like a story? And I can't. It's just too, the way this is, it's a very unfriendly written. Worst book on the topic.